When this is compressed to retain the motor, you get a couple of functions there. One, it reduces vibration. The other thing it does is keeps the motor from spinning. This motor's got a tremendous amount of torque on it with that vacuum fan in there. So it keeps it from spinning. You know, we've seen before where all these wires get twisted up in a bunch because the motor wasn't mounted correctly and it spun as soon as it was started up. So that can happen. Today we're going to be changing out a motor in the backpack vac. I'm here with Miguel and I'm in our repair shop. Basically the construction of a backpack vac, the mechanics behind how this operates is very similar to a lot of other different backpack vacs. We just happen to carry the Protein backpack vac as well as the Bonachemi backpack vac and the Clark backpack vac. So this particular unit is going to operate, and those will operate on a very similar basis and how they perform. So changing out a motor, I'll hand it over to Miguel. We're going to pull out a motor from the bottom here and then replace it with this motor that's essentially the motor that's needed for the Protein vac. Your motor may be different according to the manufacturer that you're repairing, but again, mounts may change, you know, how it's going to get mounted into the unit or the chassis, but the concept of how all of these backpack vacs work is very similar. The first thing we did was also take out the paper filter bag, the cloth filter liner, and then in the bottom on top of this motor, which is the bottom of this motor, is a dome filter. This is a pleated dome filter. They also have a foam dome filter. Again, this is something that you can do in your shop or in the field if the motor is burned out. So this is a retainer for this diffuser. Again, all of these parts would be accessories that are available. So this is the grounding screw. All right, so this is the motor cover. This is going to retain and organize some of the wiring that's inside here. We'll flip that over, and so this wiring, so you've got wiring for power in, you've got wiring for the switch, and then you have wiring for the motor. So this motor casing, it's going to help protect the wiring from getting into the armature here. It's also going to help protect the brushes. Now these brushes are also replaceable, so if you're not going to replace the motor and it's arcing, you can just replace the brushes. That's fine. So this came off the unit that we're repairing, and this is the new one that's on the motor assembly. So these are caps that he's removing, and the caps are covering essentially a flexible grommet, and that grommet is going to retain the motor assembly and keep it in the bottom of the chassis. So we remove the backpack shoulder assembly to get to the third grommet. So just as a matter of practice, Whenever we change out a motor and pull it out of the chassis, these grommets always get replaced. Again, those part numbers are available in the owner's manual, user's manual, online. So you can see they pop through, and then now the motor's free. Just give you an idea what that grommet looks like. So essentially this is what was removed here. When you get these, they'll be long cylindrical pieces. Now they're rubber, and again, they retain the motor and this mounting bracket, which the new ones come with. The new motor assemblies do not come with the grommets. When this is compressed to retain the motor, you get a couple of functions there. One, it reduces vibration. The other thing it does is keeps the motor from spinning. This motor's got a tremendous amount of torque on it with that vacuum fan in there. So it keeps it from spinning. You know, we've seen before where all these wires get twisted up in a bunch because the motor wasn't mounted correctly and it spun as soon as it was started up. So that can happen. So if you were to order a new motor assembly, it will come with this retaining bracket. We're going to put this unit back in the same way. This is one of our units, and we're just going to replace it. The other thing that you're going to replace is this seating gasket, and we rarely ever see these wear out, but again, this is another unit that or another piece that's critical in keeping that vacuum inside your paper filter bag, give you as much draw from this assembly as possible. So we would replace or move this to a new motor assembly, and again, the bracket comes with it. You just take these 4 screws here out and put on your new mounting assembly. So all he's doing is moving all the wires aside and sliding that motor assembly in. And again, the direction is this commutator is going to stick to the bottom of the vacuum, and then this fan assembly is going to go up to the bottom of the chassis, which is essentially the bottom of the filter bag and paper filter. So again, all he's doing is pushing the motor up past these access holes for the rubber grommets, and then starting the screw, and then it'll draw it out and compress that rubber. So if you could see, there's a grommet there, there's one right there, and then the third one is right here. So you can see that they're compressed, and then we'll put these caps on. We'll go ahead and flip it over and wire it up. So with the motor installed, we're going to put the motor cover or cap on, and then rewire it to the switch and the line in power. So we'll also put the ground on and then wire the ground to that grounding screw, and then that'll wrap it up. So if you have any questions with regard to installation or replacement of a backpack vac motor, you can give us a call at 800-737-1786, or you can go to our website at www.cityfloorsupply.com in order to get the wiring diagrams and also the parts manuals for any of the manufacturers of backpack vacs that we carry.